Good morning, everybody. We'll get started in just another minute or two. We're still waiting for some folks to join us. So hang tight. If you have your ARPA questions, we're going to answer them and we'll look forward to working with you. So just give us a few more minutes while we wait for some more folks to join. All right. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy plan meeting day. We have a lot to cover today. We're really going to be diving deep into ARPA. I'm going to turn it over to Renee to welcome everybody.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to take this opportunity to wish you a very happy new year. We're excited about 2023 and all of the opportunities that it will bring for all of us. I'm actually multitasking right now because there is a legislative committee meeting taking place. And I'm excited that they are focusing on early learning as we speak. I just hopped off of that Zoom meeting. I was listening in, and the legislators are really interested in hearing how our childcare small businesses are doing, as well as the children that you all serve. So I look forward to hopefully a very productive legislative season. It starts just right around now with a whole lot of committee meetings, and then over the next few weeks, likely legislators will put bills out there for responses from their fellow legislators, and the ELC will absolutely be in the center of it all. Listening to and reading the bills that are put out there, and ensuring we get feedback from all of you about what they are. So with that, I want to ensure there's sufficient time for you all to get all the great information that the ELC team will be providing today. I know they are in the thick of everything related to ARP, the American Rescue Plan, not only with, grant opportunities that hopefully you've all been taking advantage of over the last, I would say, 2 years, but the rolling out of an initiative called Building a World-Class Workforce. I know how important that is right now. And as I talk to all of you and your staff and hear about the staffing challenges and the requirements, et cetera, it's important that we're all in this together. And I am so happy that we're able to use some of these COVID relief dollars to help you build that workforce, as well as to just retain your workforce and upskill them and provide support for all of you, for all of our owners, directors, administrative staff, because you all do so much in your own capacities where you are. So with that, I'm gonna just say welcome again and Happy New Year. I think 2023 is going to bring a lot of support, and we will be following the progress and monitoring everything and hoping that it's helpful, and then we can replicate it, so that it can continue for as long as we need it to ensure that we have the workforce that's needed for everyone to be successful. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Allison to go through the rest of the agenda. So thanks, everyone.
Sorry, thank you, Renee. We're glad that you were able to stop in and say hi to everybody and update us a little bit. So for those of you that were with us yesterday, we had our big launch of ARPA, Building a World-Class Workforce. We went through step-by-step all the ways to apply, and I will take you through some of that information again now, and then Hubert can take you again through some of the mechanics of the system. We're going to stay on again to answer all your questions, and let's get started. So I am just setting it up. See, there's 100 people on right now, and we just knew that we couldn't do today's meeting in person. So thanks for being so flexible and switching over. All right, you should now see my screen, the ARPA. So let's get going. So again, today we're at plan. We're going to answer all your questions, and then Friday we will actually be here in our training room with doors open, and we'll be here from 9:30 to 3:30, and we'll answer any of your questions related to ARPA, especially some specifics. If you have a specific situation that you want some more guidance on, please come. That's not going to be your only opportunity. We're going to share more opportunities where you can ask your questions, and we'll provide answers. So again, that's just this week, and we'll continue to be sending out updates, and we will show you, we do have an ARPA page on our website devoted to all things ARPA. So again, come join us Friday. If you have some questions, we'll be here to answer them. So for those of you that have been with us last week on Tuesday and yesterday, you know that the new eligibility request is where it all begins in our CRM system. Again, we're going to show you how to get there. So we do have about, I think, almost 200 centers that have applied. So hopefully today there's some new folks on, and we'll take you through how to apply, because this is where it all begins. Everything starts with this application, your new eligibility request. Again, it's a pretty easy form. Once you log in, you see the little window of where you've applied for previous grants before. So again, that's where it all begins, and you should have the ARPA tab, and you will apply via new eligibility request. We will approve it, and then it will open up so you can go to the next phases of these grants, which we'll talk about now. Okay, so the first bonuses for teachers that are available and directors is a recruitment bonus. So what's a recruitment bonus? It is basically that you've been employed at the center as of July 1, 2022. So your start date was either July 1 and any time up until now, and that you've worked at your school for 3 weeks, 120 hours, and you have an updated background check. So those are the two things that you need: employment since July 1 and an updated background check with 120 hours of work. You're going to enter that in. You're going to say Jennifer Aniston. She's a new teacher. She started on September 1st, and she will, she's been with me and had 3 weeks of work. Her background check is up to date. So what's going to happen is you are going to sit with Jennifer Aniston and you're going to sign off and click where you attest, which is basically saying, I swear that Jennifer Aniston worked for 3 weeks and has an updated background check. Or you're going to be the director, or you're going to be the person and say, hi, I'm Jen, and I swear that I've worked for 120 hours and my background check is up to date. So that's our recruitment bonus. That is for any school within Broward County, any school. It's not only SR and VPK contracted schools. Okay, so even if you are a preschool out there and you don't have a contract with us, you're still eligible to work with your staff on this. The next bonus is the health and safety bonus. It's called the health and safety bonus. What it basically is giving you a bonus, $700, once you complete your 45 hours. So how do you get this health and safety bonus? You have to have gotten the recruitment bonus. So again, if you have been working at your center since July 1, your background check is up to date, and you've worked 120 hours, and let's say you started again September 1st, you finished your 45 hours, including exams. It includes all competency exams. It includes your 5 hours of early literacy in service. We are going to be collecting at this point, you will have to upload a copy of the person's DCF training transcript. And all of us that work in this world, what we're going to do is look at the transcript, and you know where it says part 1 completed, yes, part 2 completed, yes. We're going to be looking for that, and then the 5 hours of in service. So you can get the health and safety bonus for completing the 45 hours in its entirety, including competency exams. Okay. When folks are submitting for either one of these bonuses, the recruitment or the health and safety, they will also need to submit a W-9. The W-9 is for the individual. So Jennifer Aniston is going to submit her own W-9 with her current address. She's going to sign it and date it. Again, as the director, you're going to be uploading this into our system. You're going to both sit there, you're going to help upload that information, but the W-9 is going to reflect the address of Jen, her current address, and where, and we're going to check that it matches in the system. So we know everybody that will be receiving a bonus of this kind will be getting a paper check mailed to them. This is how we are doing bonuses and stipends and everything going forward now for the ELC. If you're part of another program, we apologize that you will have to upload another W-9, but since we're transitioning to this new system, we need everybody to start fresh. And again, this will be, as long as your address doesn't change and there's no changes to that, you will not need to submit another W-9 after this submission into the system. We're going to use the system going forward down the road with all our stipends. So again, we know it's been, some of us had It might have been delayed in the past, but that's why we're organizing and we're better for it. So again, the W-9 will get submitted, the DCF transcript will get submitted, and you will receive a check mailed to you. So again, just to recap, because this is the biggest one where a lot of folks qualify. So recruitment bonus is you were hired on or after July 1, 2022. You have a current background check and you have worked 120 hours. Then you finished your DCF 45 hours during this window of July 1 up until now. Again, competency exams included. We're going to be asking for your DCF transcript to review it. And then you're going to upload your W-9 as well. So that's our first big pot of bonuses. Our next pot of bonuses is for all early learning educators. This includes your directors. It's not just for teachers. So this is a class bonus. Why? Because class is now everywhere. It's in VPK classrooms, it's in our SR centers. So again, we, and in partnership with the state, we want to make sure everybody knows class. So what is involved in this? There's a $600 bonus for a pre-K and a $600 bonus for infant toddler. But there's many hours that go in order to get this bonus, and we're going to go through it right now. We will be working with you because a lot of these trainings are asynchronous through the My Teachstone system. If you need help logging in there, we are going to also support you. That's one of the reasons why we're going to be doing these office hours. We have not launched this one just yet. We're finalizing and waiting to get specific product keys from Teachstone. Once we have that, we're going to email you. We're going to call you, carrier pigeon, every which way. We're going to make sure that you know that the ARPA website has a sign up for this. So again, you're going to want to keep checking our ARPA website, and we're going to show you that in a few minutes. Okay, so what is entailed in order for me to get this $600? So for $600 for pre-K, you are going to take class foundations for teachers. So that is 4 separate trainings, which each one is a little bit of different hours. So again, all in all, you're going to be taking 21 hours of training to get the $600 bonus. So you'll participate in something called a class primer for teachers, emotional support for teachers, classroom organization, instructional support. Again, those of you that are very familiar with class, you might recognize this. These are the overarching 3 areas that we look at. Then you're also going to participate in the My Teachstone Learnabouts, which is a little bit, it's 15-minute clips where they really show and demonstrate best practice in each of the dimensions of class. So there are 10 of them, and you must watch all 15, and you must attend all 4 of those trainings. So the process is this. Once we're ready to say you can take this class, you're going to log into My Teachstone. You're going to complete your coursework. You're going to complete all these trainings. After that, you're going to sit with your staff. The director is going to sit together. You're going to go back into our system. You're going to upload all your certificates. If you're not a new employee and you've been working at the center for a year, then you're going to also upload your W-9 so we can pay you. After the coursework is completed, you are going to submit for your $600 bonus. So with pre-K, all of these courses are asynchronous. They will be taken at your own time, at your own pace. So next up, we're going to talk about infant toddler, which is a very similar process. You're going to sign up the same way. However, there are a few differences in infant toddler because there are some live and in-person courses, and there's some facilitated courses that will be virtual, but they will be conducted by Teachstone. So for infant toddler, you still need to take 21 hours of training. What does that look like? Well, it's a class primer for teachers, which is geared towards infant toddler. Then there's a course called Thinking and Thriving Interactions for Early Learning. That is a 4-hour virtual facilitated training, which again, we are going to help you sign up for this. We're going to give you all the different times that you can do this. Then there's something called Introduction to the Class Tool Training. That is going to be a 5-hour in-person training facilitated by ELC staff. We are going to work with you to ensure that we're doing this in the north, in the south, in the central, in the west, in the east. We are going to be out and about. We're going to be doing it here. We're going to work with you to ensure that if you're part of this, you will be able to attend. There's another course called Interactions at the Heart of Healing. That's a virtual 6-hour, I believe that's asynchronous. And then finally, just like in pre-K, there's my Teachstone Learn About, there's my Teachstone for infant and toddler. So some of these, my Teachstone courses are in Spanish. They're Spanish and English. That's why if you're looking at the slide and there's this big number 3 after videos, it's driving me crazy. I need to delete it, but I'm not going to do that right now. That's just letting me know that it's an English and Spanish course. So again, there are differences in the pre-K and the infant toddler. This is all based on specific class training through Teachstone with some stuff that the ELC, our great staff, is trained and ready to support. There is no July 1 requirement for the class for either class bonus. So again, you could be working for 10 years, you could be working for 5 years, or you can be working since July 1. Again, this is for everybody. Okay, so that's another bonus that's coming your way. Then for directors specifically, there is something called an upskill director bonus. So what is this? For $750, you're going to grow your knowledge in adult-child interactions through 29 hours of training. What training does the 29 hours encompass? So we had class primer for teachers, so now we have class primer for directors. Also, we have MMCI or class group coaching, making the most of classroom interactions. That's a 24-hour training, which again, our fabulous ELC trainers will be facilitating that at all ends of the county. There's another one, Interactions at the Heart of Healing. That's another virtual that, again, you saw in the previous. So here's some specific information regarding this one. This director upskill bonus, you can participate in this as long as you're not participating with your school in the next grant called Child Success, which we're going to talk about in a moment. So again, you can participate in this. However, not if you're doing the next thing. So let's go talk about the Child Success Grant. And this is very confusing. It's a lot of information. We do not expect you to be experts in this. We're still ensuring that we know it from A to Z. So again, I'm going very slowly, trying to explain everything, and we still will answer your questions. So, Child Success Grants. Who can apply for a Child Success Grants? This grant is based for centers that have a class composite score of less than 5. Okay, so if you have 499, you could participate. If you have a 5, you can't participate. Also, if you do not have a class score because you're a VPK only provider and we haven't been out to do your assessment yet, or you're an SR provider, but you have very little kids that you've never participated in the program assessment yet. So Child Success Grant is for providers that scored less than a 5 and have no score. So what's entailed with this? Well, there's 2 segments of 24-hour training for each school. So segment 1 is 24 hours of, again, making the most of classroom interactions, class group coaching. You take that as a center together. Once you finish that, educators receive $500, directors receive 600. The director has to participate in each of these trainings with their staff, because again, the director, you're the leader of the school, you're the curriculum specialist, you are the one that guides everything in your center in terms of class and professional development. So you're going to be hearing the same information that your staff is to be able to help them. Once your segment 1 is done, there's segment 2, which will be, again, a follow-up. It's going to be the infant toddler MMCI, making the most of classroom interaction. So we're going to do pre-K first, and then we're going to go back to infant toddler. Why? Because infants is where it all begins. We want to look at continuity of care. And again, you have to have your base from infant on. And then as we talk about, sometimes your 3-year-old teacher has to go and help out in the infant room, or your pre-K teacher has to go into the 1-year-old room. So again, cross-training and having everyone knowledgeable in the same information only helps your center. So to sweeten the deal, because you're participating in a whole other 24 hours, the bonus for this goes up a little bit. So teachers will receive 700 and directors receive 800. Then there's something called a performance bonus. The performance bonus is basically like a post-assessment. Basically, you've been in these 2 trainings and then you get assessed. So we're going to look at, since you had below a 5, did your score go up 0.5? If it did, then you guys are eligible for the performance bonus. If you're a school that does not have a class score yet, and for example, a VPK school that you participated in these 2 trainings, and then you're assessed and you get a 5.5 because you all knocked it out of the park after attending our fabulous training, you can receive a performance bonus of 500 for educators, 600 for directors. There is a caveat to this one. We know that some of you have already had your assessments. And if you have 5 and above, this is not for you. However, even if you scored less than a 5, you've already had your assessment. We cannot guarantee that we'll be able to facilitate a post-assessment. Why? Because as you all are aware, we are assessing every VPK classroom, including our school board. And we're still, as we've doing for the past few years, still observing all our SR providers, which again, it's 50% of each age group. So we cannot guarantee, due to the large volume of classrooms that need to be assessed, that you will get a post-assessment. So that's the child success grant. So again, you don't have a class composite score, you have less than a 5. Those are the big things you need to remember for this grant. For directors that are at these schools where there is no score or the score was less than a 5, they are then allowed to participate in observer training. What is observer training? They'll be able to attend 2-day training on each of the tools, or as many or as little. If they just want to do 1, you could just do pre-K. If you're a VPK school only and you only want to learn about VPK pre-K, you're going to participate in basically the same training that our observers participate, that everybody that participates in order to facilitate a class observation. So it is a 2-day training. There is a test at the end of it, which you do not have to participate in. So you're getting the same training as our observers. Again, testing or not testing, the only difference is then we here at our coalition do take other steps, and we do a lot of double coding to make sure we're still in alignment. We put on a lot of that work. Sorry. So these trainings will also be offered in person at various times. And again, you have to commit 2 days to this. This is just for those schools that are below a 5 and have no VPK score. So now everyone on the call that's like, what do you mean? I had higher than a 5. How is that there's no other professional development opportunities? Well, there is opportunities for you. So there's something called the Continuous Quality Improvement Grant. This will be coming soon. Similar to the previous one, it's another 24-hour training series where a training plan is developed. There's goals and weekly goals and checkpoints of learning that you're going to participate in. So again, it's another 24-hour training series. We are currently working on how exactly we're going to roll this out in terms of the content. So as soon as we're ready, we're going to email you and carrier pigeon you and make sure that all of you schools that have 5 and above are aware about this grant. This grant is a little bit different though, because the way this one works, you are going to work with us in our system and you're going to submit a training plan with us. You're going to submit a budget with us, and we're going to immediately give you the dollars for this grant. Then based on your budget, you're going to spend it however it was approved for. So again, that's a little bit different than the previous stuff. Everything was being paid out to the individual. This one gets paid directly to the provider. So again, it all happens, everything happens in our fabulous CRM that Hubert's going to take us through shortly. That's where everything happens. And again, I had mentioned our website. So we have an ARPA page. So when you go to elcbroward.org under provider, there's American Rescue Plan, and you're going to click ARPA World Class Workforce, and then you're going to get a plethora of ARPA information. There's our previous meetings housed there. There's going to be registration for further trainings, for other Q&As. That's going to be the house for everything. So you need ARPA information, you're going to go there. You can also email us at arpfunds@elcbroward.org. And again, just pay attention to your emails, our social media. We want to make sure that you are fully aware of everything that is going on. So now I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to turn it over to Hubert.
All right, good morning, everyone. So thank you for joining us again. So if you see my voice is cracking a little bit, it's because it is cold over here. So forgive me.
I think it's because you're very emotional over the CRM.
It's cold over there. I should come. We should
Yes,
switch offices because it's hot in here.
My hands, I can't feel my hands, but I think I'll be okay. All right. So Allison just talked about it. So we are on our website is where you will find mostly everything you need to know so far about ARPA, the ARPA World-Class Workforce. Again, to get there, and I'll go through everything with you guys today again. For those of you who missed it, I know a few of you called me and said you missed it. If you did, there are videos that you can watch, and then also I'll go over things again, so I can remind you all how to do this. And I'm probably going to go a little bit faster this time because you all have seen it already. But if you have any questions at the end, we'll do our best to answer your questions. Okay, so I'm going to click on the link, and when I click on it, everything starts here. If you need to download a W-9, you can go ahead and click that link here to download your W-9, print it out, and so on. Okay, and then also the Zoom meeting that we're having today, it's on here. The video, the past trainings and workshops are also on here as well, and some details are here. And I'm going to assume as soon as we have the Teachstone stuff straightened out, that's also going to be added on here, so you can get that information as well. When you are ready to sign in, just click on the link. If you are new and you've never signed in before, please register. If you've accessed our previous grants in the past in the CRM, go ahead and click sign in to sign in. But for right now, if this is the first time, you have to type your first name, last name, email address to register. To not go through the whole process, I've already registered already, so I'm just gonna use my Hubert Test account. For most of you who are new, who's never done this before, your page will look more like this. Okay, so you once you first logged in, or if you are starting from a different point, your page could look like this as well with a different background. So in order for you to get to the ARPA page, just click on the ARPA link and that will take you to this page. We do have some information here about ARPA that gives you some details how this grant works. And so the very first thing is your eligibility request will need to be reviewed and approved by the ELC. Once it is approved, then we'll allow you to apply for the recruitment bonus, health and safety, class bonus pre-K, class bonus infant and toddler, and upskill director bonus. If you score below a 5 and you don't have a class score, then you are eligible for the child success class observer grant. And that goes through the same process as well. We review it, we approve it, and then we pay. And then lastly, it's the continuous quality improvement bonus, which is for the providers who score 5 or higher. And this one, we still finalize how this is going to work. So we'll give you that information as soon as we have it. Okay, and if you need help, always email us at arpfunds@elcbroward.org. There is a video you can watch. I didn't talk about it yesterday, but there is a video here that talks about the grant. So I'm not going to play it. It's about 3 minutes. So when you get a chance, just click on it, listen to it, and it'll give you some further detail. All right, so to get started, the very first thing you have to do is complete a new eligibility request. And I am on here as a test provider. I have another test account that I can use. And once you find your provider name, go ahead and select it. All your information will show up without a problem. And the question about your provider type, select that. There's some information about each one of these bonuses, what they entail. So you can click on, you can mouse over them to read and see what they're about. And at the bottom, you have to answer some questions. If you are contracted, and you don't have to be contracted to participate. However, for you to complete the below a 5 score, as far as your class score or over a 5, you have to be contracted for those. But for these bonuses here, you don't have to be contracted with us. However, you cannot be on the investigation. So these must be no. You cannot be on the disqualified list, and your contract should not be terminated in the past 5 years. So, all right. The next one is, have you submitted your W-9? If your name is on the list, 99.9% of the time, you have already submitted it. So this is a yes. If your name is not on the list, then it's great that you can send us an email at arpfunds@elcbroward.org, and we'll get in touch with you as quickly as we can to get you set up. You as the representative, the director, or the owner will need to sign that you want to participate in these initiatives, and then you click yes to everything here. And then we have a couple of questions, a few questions that you have to answer. Are you having difficulties hiring staff? And you can let us know which staff are you having difficulties hiring, and kind of let us know how much you pay. And then at the bottom, after receiving ARPA grant funds, in which way were you able to provide added support to your staff? And these are questions that's going to help us just make decisions and figure things out to help you all out even more. All right, once you are ready, you can go back up and review all of your questions and answers. And if you are comfortable with your questions and answers, you can go ahead and save and submit. Once you save and submit, that application will go to on our side, and I have Michael on the line. He's going to actually approve my application. And once Michael approves the application, I'll show you exactly what it's going to look like. So right now, in order for me to go back to the main page, I just click on the ARPA link, or you can click on this this little square on the left to go back to the dashboard. Or if you want, you can click on the ELC logo and then go back to ARPA to go back to this page. Again, this is the dashboard. This is where you're going to see everything. At the moment, my application is not approved yet, so it's being reviewed by Michael. So your screen will look like this until your application is approved. Once your application is approved, this page will not look different. If you have multiple schools and you are the owner and you want to have all of your schools under one account, you are able to click on, I am getting even more cold, y'all. You are able to click on new eligibility request to actually add your second school. And it would be the same concept, right? You would click it, pick your school from the drop-down menu, fill everything out, sign, and then save and submit, okay? All right, so it looks like Michael already approved my application. Now I'm back to the main page. And as you can see now, my page look a little bit different. So now I have the ability to actually complete an educator director request and a child success and class observer request. So we're gonna start with the educator request, okay? So we're gonna click on the link for the educator request. And this is where you can apply for your recruitment bonus, health and safety, class bonus, infant and toddler, upskill director bonus. At the moment, we are going to focus on these two at the top because we're still working with Teachstone to get you added into this, to get all of the teachers and added to the system so you all can take these courses, so you don't have to come out of pocket. So the first thing you're going to notice as a new provider that you do not have any staff in your under your name. So it is now time for you to add your staff. Okay, in order for you to add your staff, it's very simple, right? Click on add staff. Until you add staff, there is no option for you to do anything. You cannot do much, right? You must add your staff in order for you to be able to do what you need to do. So we're going to click add staff. And then now, Allison, I'm sorry, we did use Jennifer Aniston yesterday, so we have to use someone else. So
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
use Rocky.
Oh yeah. Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Bay. We're gonna call him Rocky Bay today. All right, so this is our staff member, and now I need to select a date of birth. Okay, so go ahead and just pick a date of birth here, and this is random. This is not my date of birth. So, and then I'm get to type the social security number. Again, this is a fake social, so I can show you, but on your side, you can click the little I to make sure you type the wrong information. But once you do that, you can click it to hide the social security number. Start typing the mailing address for the teacher, and the system will help you figure out what the rest of the information is. If they live in an apartment, it would give you the option to add the apartment. If you, for example, if you give an entry like this, you would type the apartment or suite number or whatever it is on here, and then the system will have it. You should be all set. Okay. All right, the next thing is your mailing address the same? If it is, just click yes. You will not have to do anything, but if it's not, you can give us your home address as well. For this training, I'm just going to say yes. System is going to ask you for an email address, again, for testing purposes. I'm just going to use my ELC email address. And you will need to type a phone number. And this is the phone number for the educator, okay? So, and this is just in case we need to reach out to the educator for whatever reason, we can reach out to the educator. So we'll need their email address and a valid cell phone number so we can reach out to them. If you want to provide us with a phone number, you can. With a work phone number, you can. So you can provide the childcare information here, but that is not required. The next thing is that guide your application is the educator or director selection. If you select an educator, you will not have access to the upskill bonus. So it's important that you select director if the person is a director, or if they're an assistant director, you have to select director as well. So at the moment, I'm going to make this person an educator. Now, the other thing that drives this application is when the person starts working. If the person starts to work for your center on July 1 or after, they will have access to complete the 120-hour bonus and the health and safety. If the hiring date is prior to the 1st, the system is automatically going to stop the person from being able to apply for those initiatives. All right, so I'm going to say we started on the 29th on a Friday. And then at the bottom, let us know which age group the educator teaches. And if they teach multiple groups, you can select multiple groups. How long the person has been working for you. So I'm just going to say less than 2 years. And on this side, you get to upload a W-9. And this W-9 is for the educator. This is not the center's W-9. This is the educator's W-9. And he must be signed. And I have a fake W-9 here that I'm just going to upload for the training. Okay, so W-9 must be signed. It has to be accurate. It must be legible, so we don't return this and this application back to the teacher or to you, because if it's wrong, right, it's going to take us longer to process the payment for the teacher. So let's make sure that it's very easy to read, that everything is printed, and there's a signature and a date. All right, once I'm ready, again, I can scroll back up and review the information that I just added, and then I can scroll back at the bottom and say save entry. Now I'm actually filling out this request for Rocky Bay. So I can scroll down, and as you can see, because Rocky Bay is not a director, the upskill director bonus is now grayed out. So now I'm just gonna say I'm doing a recruitment bonus, and as I click it, you will notice that the bottom, there's a change that happened now. I need to now attest that this person that if proof is asked very soon by the ELC. If you are selected for auditing purposes, then we'll need to see information about the fact that the person did complete their background screening and they did work for you for 120 hours. So you now, as the provider or director or the owner, you now need to select yes to agree to all of that information. If you also have health and safety documentation for that person with you, you can do both at the same time. You can select both, and now you will have the option to upload the health and safety documentation. Okay. Now, if you don't have it, it's okay. You can just select just the recruitment bonus and come back, and I'll show you how to go back to the application for you to add additional selections. But for right now, I'm just going to pick the recruitment bonus. Scroll down, and now very, very important, the very first thing that must happen now is the person you are applying for. So currently I'm applying for Rocky Bay. Okay, so the signature that we are looking for on this side is Rocky Bay. So Rocky, let's pretend this is Rocky's signature. Okay, all right, so do not sign on behalf of the person, of the educator. It's important that you either have the educator next to you, you have some type of agreement with them that you're going to fill this out, they can stand next to you and you can explain everything that you're doing, and then have them use the mouse so they can sign for the application. And if they're not next to you and you've already explained everything to them, right? You say, okay, look, I'm going to fill this out for you. You're not there, you left the center already. Sorry, I have a meeting coming up. So you can click this button here where it says sign via mobile, type the person's cell phone number and click OK, and they will get a text message for them to sign directly on their phone. So they would click a link, they can sign, and that signature will come right here on this page here. Okay, so the next thing, you want to have the person confirm everything here. Okay, so there's a mandatory 14 days wait period for us to stop payment and will be initiated and so on. So read all that information. All right, and then the next thing here, you as the provider needs to say, if is the person a Florida resident? Does the applicant have a sponsorship of your early learning childcare program? That's a yes. Is the applicant still employed at your early learning childcare program? That's another yes. If this is a no, you will not be qualified. So all of these must be yes. And has the applicant completed a background screening? Of course, yes. Has the applicant completed the 120 hours of employment? That's also going to be a yes. All right, so now as the provider or director who is sponsoring this teacher, you now can sign this application and then say that you confirm everything is okay with what you provided, that it's accurate. And then you can scroll back up again just to review what you've entered. And if you miss anything, the system will not allow you to submit. So, but it's always a good idea to scroll up to make sure that you did exactly what you wanted to do. Again, you can scroll back up if you notice that, oh, I actually did wanted to do health and safety at the same time. You can now check it and then go back, and now the system is going to ask you to upload the information for health and safety. Again, we're just going to do recruitment bonus at the moment. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom here. I'm going to say save entry. Yes, it does say save entry, but you are submitting at this time. Once you hit save entry, you are submitting the recruitment bonus for Rocky Bay. Okay, now if you're stuck and you don't know where to go from here, you can now go ahead and click on ARPA at the top, and now you have Rocky Bay's information on your screen here. And you can see how many staff you submitted for, how many funds you requested, and then you'll get some details when everything is paid and so on. Okay, if you want to see more information about Rocky's bonus that you've submitted for, you can click the little plus sign, and I like to leave it minimized instead of maximizing it, because you get to see more information, right? And then when you're done, you can close it up, right? And on this side, as we approve the application for Rocky Bay, this status will change. It will let you know it's approved. And once it is approved, it's going to go into the form of paid. Once it's paid, you'll see when it was paid, what date it was paid, and so on. Okay. All right. So let's say if you forgot to, you say, you know what, I actually completely forgot to add recruitment bonus as well for Rocky Bay. It's super easy to do. You just have to click on view next to Rocky Bay, click on view educator director request, and now the system will allow you to modify your request. Okay. And then click health and safety. Now if we approve this, Rocky is going to get a $1,200. We're going to scroll down and upload the health and safety documentation. You can upload multiple documentations at the same time, right? You can upload as many as you need to upload, because I know some of you may have multiple documents, or you can upload one file that has everything in it. So I'm just gonna click yes and scroll, because I've already signed, I've already done everything already. So I can go back and say save entry. Once I save entry, now I have 2 requests for Rocky Bay. I can scroll back, I can go back to the main page. I have 1 staff member, 2 requests submitted for Rocky Bay, and then I have 1 school, right? If I had 2 schools, this would have said 2, and I sent 1 educator application. Okay, and if I click the plus sign here, I can see that everything is under review. Okay, and as we approve it, you will get an email that lets you know it was approved. And once it is approved, of course, need to be vetted and everything would be good. And then we'll pay everything. If you have another teacher, again, simply go click on educator director request, or let's say it's the director, you can click add staff. And this time I'm not going to be creative. I'm just going to say test. All right. And then we're just going to pick a date of birth here. Okay. And then just do this a little bit faster, because I know you all have questions for us. And just type an address here. Home address is the same. Email address, cell phone number for that director, work number if you have one. And the title, now you're going to pick director, or if the person is an assistant director, it's the same thing. Pick director, do not make them an educator, because they won't have access to the upskill director bonus when they started working. And this time around, I'm just going to say I started working. I've been a director for a little while, since I'll say 2010, right? Okay, so July 14, 2010, and I'm a director that's not in the classroom. And I've been working there for 6 to 10, what is this? I'm sorry, what date did I put here? That's 13 years, that's over 10 years. All right, so I'm just going to select this option here to upload the W-9 for the director that I'm applying for. And at the top here, you can check to make sure the name, everything is accurate. If you are comfortable with what you entered, you're going to click save entry. Now you are sending information for the director. And if you notice now, I cannot submit recruitment bonus or health and safety, because the date that I've selected is prior to July 1, 2022. So we made it very simple for you. Okay. All right. So the next thing at the bottom is I'm just going to pick class pre-K. All right. I know you don't have to upload this now. I just want to show you what's going to happen here. And I'm just going to upload just something here to kind of show you what happened. And once I upload it, I'm just going to click yes. And it gives you all the details around all the stuff that Allison was talking about for class pre-K. And you do not have to do this now, because we have not given you your Teachstone information for you to sign in. But this is just testing right here. I'm going to sign it as the director that I'm doing this for. And Howard mentioned that yesterday. I believe Melody asked the question, if you are the director, can you sign both? And the answer is that try not to, if you can get the owner to sign for you. So you would sign as the director here. And then on the next page, right, all these would be answered as a yes, right? On the next page here, you want to have maybe your owner sign. If you are a family childcare home, then you are welcome to sign both, because you're the only person. But at all times, just try not to be the same person that signs the application. When you're ready as the director, you can click save entry. Oops, I did not check yes. As you can see, there's some check and balance with the system. And then when I click save entry here, it's going to submit this over to us so we can review that for you. And I'm just going to click ARPA. And now I have the director, and I've sent 1 class bonus pre-K for that director. So now that I'm done here, if I have more teachers, more directors, I have multiple directors, I can click educator director and then go ahead and add the person, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I think you all got it. So last time we took a break here and went into questions, but I think this time around, Allison, I'm just gonna go straight to child success and class observer, because it was pretty quick. So if you score, okay, thank you. So everyone should be good with educator director requests. If you score below a 5, okay? And this, you can fill this one out, the child success and class observer. And the system is going to ask you, is your score below a 5? You're going to say, yes, it's below 5, you're good to go, or you don't have a score, you are good to go. If you say over 5, the system will not allow you to submit the application, because this is only for schools who are under 5. So if you have a teacher that is in your school that have heard from the program and wants to take these courses, I mean, it would be great to take them. However, if your school did not score below 5, we will not approve their application when it comes in. So this one is very simple. It's a very simple application. If you score below a 5, you just have to let us know how many teachers and directors you think that may want to participate, and you will get some amount of money that's going to show you an estimate. This is strictly an estimate. This is not what you're really going to get, because we need you to give us the certificate for us to send payment for the directors and the teachers. So now I'm going to say I have 2 directors, and then I have 10 employees, 10 teachers that may want to participate under segment 1. And again, Allison show you all what that looks like. And then I'm just going to tab over segment 2. You know what? This time I have 1 director that wants to participate and only 5 people, because they only wanted to do segment 1, and it's okay. They don't have to do both. As you complete them, we'll pay. Okay. And then performance bonus. You can say, you know what? Both of my directors interested will participate in a performance bonus. I have about 10 employees or teachers that may participate for the performance bonus. Class observer for directors. This is only for the directors, and you just have to let us know how many directors wants to participate. And each time you get $1,200, and you can only do, and I know it's showing 4 here, you can only do the infant and toddler, or I'm sorry, infant by itself, or you can also do toddler by itself and pre-K. This one we're not going to offer at all. So the ones that this one, you can actually put a 0 here. But if you put 1, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But these 2 are the ones you will need to let us know how many directors going to participate in these initiatives. And again, you get a lump sum of, you get a lump sum of amount that's going to show you an estimate here. That is not going to be what you're going to receive. The amount you're going to receive is going to be based on the information that you send back to us. Okay. Are you contracted with the coalition? You must be contracted to fill this out. So I'm just going to say yes. If you are not contracted, and say no, we're going to deny your application. Are you under investigation? All of these should be no. And then have you submitted a W-9? That should be a yes, because if you are on here, we have a W-9 for you. Okay. And as the provider, you are going to now sign this information here, and then say yes, you agree to everything. There is a total here. Again, this is an estimate. It's not what you're going to receive. This is if all of your teachers and directors participate in everything that you suggested here, they will together will receive $21,500. And of course, each person will get their own checks, because we are going to pay the directors and the teachers. All right. So the next thing you want to do here is click Save and Submit. System is going to ask you, are you sure you want to do this? And you're going to say yes. Okay. And once I say yes, the system is going to send you an email to let you know that it's going to take us some time to approve it. And I'm just going to go back to the main page. When I get back to the main page, now I can see my directors and teachers that I've applied for. And at the top, I can see the initiatives for the providers who score below a 5 or don't have a class score. And right now, this is pending. And once it is approved, this childcare supply building icon will no longer be grayed out. You'll be able to submit your requests for the child success and class observer bonuses. Okay, and Michael's in the background. He's going to approve that for me so I can show you what it looks like. And in the meantime, I'm going to hit refresh. Okay. And again, I'm one provider. I sent 2 educator application, these 2. I have 2 staff. I created 1 child success and class observer application. Again, this one you only have to do 1 time. So if you have another school, you can hit this button here and then go to your next school and do the same thing for that school as well, if the school score below 5 but does not have a class score. Just gonna hit refresh here, and Michael's still doing his magic. Right, so, and then you sent 3 fund requests. Okay, so we sent 2 for Rocky Bay and 1 for test, which is the director. So that's how you get the 3 here. Okay, and if you were looking for any details, you need to know exactly what's going on. Okay, you refresh. Okay, Michael approved me. All right, so if you need to know, everything is going to be on this page. As we approve, we haven't approved anyone yet. We've already received quite a few applications, but as we approve, then from it, this will change to approve, just like this. And then you'll get an approved date similar to this. And if we approve you today, that doesn't mean we're going to pay you today. It's going to take us time to make sure that we process payment, cut you a check, and mail your check out. And then once that's done, it's going to be paid date here as well. Again, don't, that date that it shows here, it's not going to be the date you're actually going to get the check, right? The check has to make its way to you. So allow a few days to pass before you contact us and say, you know, so and so is saying that they never receive their check. Okay, so again, if you once your child success and class observer application is approved, this button will now be available for you to start filling out. And again, it's always a pain that I cannot click on this because we're not ready to talk about that yet. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it there. And once we approve your child success and class observer, we will now show you what this look like. And it's just to give you a hint. It looks almost like this one, right? Same thing, just have to let us know exactly what you're applying for and so on. Okay, so I think I talk a little bit too much, Allison. We can go and get a few questions.
You did great. Thank you so much. Okay, so, well, oh, good. So everyone, I just want to make mention that we are answering questions with the raise your hand feature through Zoom. The reason why we're doing it this way is because we find that when you ask a question, we get the full picture as opposed to writing in the chat where we're also somewhat deciphering what your question is. So we're going to work together and let's see. So we will call on you and ask you to unmute. So first up is Jen McNally. Go for it, Jen.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
So I followed everything you did. I saw how you applied and stuff. But I missed the part, where do I get the link to do this all? Sorry.
Okay, so in order for you to apply, I'm just gonna move this guy here. Okay, so if you navigate over to our website and you click on provider, or well, don't click, just mouse over provider, and then you go under American Rescue Plan Act and click on ARPA, World-Class Workforce. And on that page is where you're going to find a lot of information. You're going to find all the previously recorded workshop and training. And as we add information, you get more details on here as well. Click on ELC Broward World-Class Workforce Sign In.
Gotcha.
And then from here, if you've registered before, you can click sign in. If this is your first time, just type your first and last name, email, click register. The system will take you to the first page where you'll need to apply.
So I have 2 schools. The next question was, because I think I have a sign in for, well, is this when remember when we were using this type of site for the grants? Is that the same sign in?
That is the same sign in. So what you're going to do is, if you know what it is, very important. This is very important. I'm glad you asked that. So you're going to click sign in if you remember your credentials. If you don't remember your credential, it's okay. Just click forgot your password. The system is going to email you a new password. Very important. Once you change your password, okay, once you change your password, sign out and go back to this page, okay? Go back to this page again and sign in through here, because that is how you get added to the right group, okay, to access the initiatives. So reset your password.
I got in, but it's telling me, you know how it says phase? I'm still seeing the phase 5 and 6.
Correct.
And the okay.
Yep. That's I mean, you in. Okay, now I want you to sign out. So click on the top right corner, sign out, and then navigate over to our website. Okay, and then go under providers, American Rescue Plan Act.
Okay.
ARPA, and then
Uh-huh.
scroll down to ELC Broward World Class Workforce Sign In, and now
Got it.
click Sign In, and then
Okay.
type your email and password. That should add you to the right group. If it does not, I have a person who's listening very close here, Michael, who can assist you and help you get situated, okay?
And it actually did, and now I see add new eligibility
That is
request.
correct.
FAQ.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm in the right area. So
You're in the right
because I
place.
did the same thing for both schools, I have to do each school under my login, correct?
That is correct. So now
Okay.
what you'll do is, I'm going to show you, okay? So I have one school. So you would click a new eligibility request for one school. When you
Mhm.
finish, it's not going to be approved yet because the team has to review it. You can click that button again and then do it for the other school. And it will
Okay,
approve
so I
both
don't have to
schools.
log out.
Do not have to log out. You do the same you use the same account for both schools. And then the only thing you need to remember is now you see how I have one option here, you will have
Mhm.
another school that's going to populate here. What's important is you need to make sure if you are sending, let's say Rocky Bay works for ELC Childcare Test 2, make sure you add Rocky Bay under ELC Childcare Test 2, that you don't mistakenly add that person under the wrong school, because we're gonna reject it. Okay, if it's not or not, I'm not gonna say we're gonna reject it. We're gonna think the person actually is at that school. When we are doing audit, then you may give us information that's different than what you submitted. Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
All right, our friend Rebecca.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Just one question. I know the W-9 for the school has to be updated, like January 23. What about the W-9 for the teachers? Can we use the ones that we have, or they have to do new ones?
So, you do not have to update your W-9 anymore for the center.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that we took off of the new eligibility request. However, for staff, yes, they will have to submit a new W-9 into the system when you're helping them request their dollars, their bonus.
But it has to say January 23, because if I have a teacher that started 3 years ago, it's dated in that time, right?
Yes.
So if you have one, you can use it as long as the information is
It's
current. You're
correct,
still gonna have to
exactly,
upload
up to
it,
date.
but please make sure especially that the address is correct.
Okay.
No,
People
for
move all
a,
the time and it'll cause.
sorry, Howard, for the individual educators, they should do a new one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Christine.
Sorry to barge in on that.
Thank you so
No,
much.
that's
I'm
why
glad
we're all-
you barged.
Oh, that's good. So,
That's
yeah,
it. Thank you.
okay, thank you. Next up is Anna. Hey, Anna.
Hi, good morning. I was under the impression from yesterday's meeting that if I have staff that started before July 1st, 2022, but are still working on their 45 hours, they were still able to apply for the health and safety bonus.
No, it's only if you've
Okay.
been hired on or after July 1.
Okay,
And you didn't
Okay.
text me back because I asked you a read for the record question, so.
okay.
Bye.
Well, thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
okay. Talia, hey, it's Talia.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so my question is about teach. If we already have a, I guess, teach through the ELC, are we still waiting for you to send something else for teach stone?
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, I
If
threw you
you
off with
have a
teach.
teach stone, like you already, we can check for you, but you already have a teach stone login?
Yes, me and my staff, we previously did teach some courses through Teachstone. So we already have a Teachstone login. We're able to go in with Teachstone. So I
Okay,
was
so
wondering, are we waiting for
yes,
you guys
you're
to send
still
something
waiting.
else?
We are still waiting, and let's talk separately about, like, we'll talk about each specific teacher and on what they've taken. So we'll connect. I don't know if you can come to office hours, but we can connect on the side to talk about that. Because
Okay,
again, I don't know what each of you, your individual teachers have taken. So again, I don't wanna, and I don't wanna do that now, but again, we'll figure that out.
okay.
Okay, Jennifer Frank.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, so quick question. For the My Teachstone courses for the pre-K ones, there was a part where it had, like, it said that they were virtual, but then it said, like, one said online and then it said 2 virtual. What is the difference between online and virtual for those?
So for the pre-K class observer courses, those are all online asynchronous. So those you can do at your own time. It's with the class infant toddler where you get into a little bit different of an area where there is going to be one of the courses in person and one of them is virtual with a facilitator as opposed to being done independently.
Okay, because on the slide for pre-K, it also, the first one said online and then like the next 2, I think it was, both said virtual. So I
Okay,
wasn't sure if there
thank
was
you for
really a
noticing that.
difference.
I don't believe so. I will double check. And again, I don't, let me look at it. Let me see while we're talking. No, I'm in. I will double check, but I'm still 90% sure that those are all asynchronous.
Okay, and
I
then
don't know if anyone else on the team, educators are listening, if they want to help out, just Teams me if you know. If for the class primer, that's asynchronous. If anybody knows emotional support, classroom, instructional support, if those are virtual async, just let us know. But I'll make sure that it's updated. And it'll be on our ARPA website shortly.
okay, and then just one more question. Should we be adding, so we're at a school, we don't have any staff that was hired after July 1st, and we also scored above a 5. So we're kind of like waiting for the last part. And then possibly we might have some that are eligible for the My Teachstone. But should I go ahead and add the staff in now, or should I just wait until we know for sure what each person might want to do?
I would just wait, right, Hubert?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
best
'cause
to
it's-
wait.
Yeah, it's not
it's
like they're
probably
gonna do
best to wait,
3A,
yes.
so.
Although the system will let you add them, but it is best to wait till you have the information to do it. But the system will let you add it, just the FYI.
Right, I
Right.
started yesterday and one person got added, but I couldn't really
Yeah.
do much aside from upload the W-9 and that was it.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
Right, you wanna, all the pre-K are asynchronous.
okay,
Just to let you know, so I will update that on the slide and make sure it's a little clearer. So thank you for asking that question. I always appreciate all the questions because we're so in it and sometimes it just, we look at it and we don't see anything different than what we've been staring at. So thank you, thank you. And again, since you're above a 5, the CQI grant, that's going to the center. So
Right.
again, it would only be if you guys are doing the class bonuses that you would need individuals to upload information.
okay. All right, thank you.
And also she should do, her director should do the upskill
Yes,
for
the
director
first
as well.
upskill one, if you would like to, yes.
The
All right.
29 hours.
Next up is Lena. Lena.
There you go. I didn't have the option to mute myself. Thank you,
Right.
lady. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Good morning.
Morning.
My question is about the child success and class observer. Let's say we have not been observed yet. So that being said, I'm assuming I can qualify and apply for it. Let's say
Yeah.
I get an observation within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I don't know, but we have already started taking the classes that we need as a requirement. What would happen then? and they say, look, we get 5 or above.
Nothing happens. You just finish out your coursework.
But we will not qualify for the stipend, or we still get it just because we register and start the process before we got the observation?
Yes, if you start before, you are good to go. You cannot, yeah.
All right, that was my question. Thank you so much.
Tracy Wilkerson.
We can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, great.
Yes.
My question is, I know we've been focused on October 1st was the date that we were given, correct? Was it July 1st?
July
Was
1st, yes.
July 1st.
July 1st.
Okay,
yeah.
so what if I have someone that gets hired today? Are they
Sure.
still eligible? Because I know, so it's anything July 1st and moving forward.
That's
Right,
correct.
Okay, that was
As
the
long
only
as they
question
have-
I had.
As long as you have an updated background check and after they've worked for you for 120 hours.
128 hours. Yes, okay. That was my only question because I know the focus was July 1st. So I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure it wasn't something that stopped as a, whenever. I just wanted to make sure that that portal is still open until you all tell us different.
Mhm.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, next up is Mr. Everett King.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, so I did what Hubert said. I changed the password. I went back in. It's asking me the question. I filled out everything. Have you submitted the W-9 form for payment? Would I just select yes?
Yes. If your
Okay.
name is on the list, you're a yes, because we have some type of W-9 for you. So go ahead and click yes. You don't have to upload it. We were requiring that everyone upload a new W-9, but after internal discussion, we took that out. So you just have to say yes, and then you should be all set to submit it.
Okay, perfect. And then my other question was, you were saying having somebody submit, but I'm an owner director and I have assistant director. So I guess I'm the only person that could sign my stuff.
And you can have the
Yeah,
other person
sure.
sign off on it,
Okay, I just
or have
wanted to,
yourself.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right. No problem. That was,
Mr. King.
hi,
All right, perfect.
thank you.
Okay, next up is Miss Moses, Ramona Moses.
Oh, she hung up. Okay.
Her name is,
Sakima. Sakima.
Ramona?
I just muted him.
Thank you. Yeah, you got to it before me. Okay, I guess Ramona left. Next up is Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
My question is, could all of these trainings be considered like meet the requirement of the in-service trainings for DCF as well as the director?
Yes, you can use it for in-service hours.
Okay.
I mean,
perfect.
some of them are CEU trainings, so you might have to decide.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I plan on taking all of them. But yeah, thank you. That was my question.
Awesome. Mr. Gabriel.
Hello, morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
I just have a quick question for the trainings that are going to be there for the infant toddlers for class as well as for pre-K. The hours for those trainings, they're going to consider, or they're going to be some available after 6 o'clock?
Okay, Mr. Flores, what do you think?
I hope so.
Of course, and I think you
assume,
just
but,
offered up your space also.
I assume, but it's you can never assume.
Yes, but yes, they will be at night, on the weekend, nap time. We are gonna work with you. Again, like I said, I thought I heard you volunteer your space, so,
Yeah. No, yeah, because I have some staff that want to do it on the weekend, so I just, they're already asking me, so I didn't want to say yes before I just double confirmed that. And the other thing is that I did see that some are in Spanish, but not all of them, correct?
Correct. Some of them that we can't control are not in Spanish.
Understood. Understood. No, that's it. Thank you, guys. Again, thank you
you.
all for what you guys are doing for, for us.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank
pleasure.
you. Sharon. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Miss Sharon. Sharon. You're unmuted, Sharon. It doesn't seem like, I guess, your mic is working. So please, if you have questions and your mic's not working, please email arpfunds@elcbroward.org. Next up is, our fabulous provider rep, Melody McDonald.
Hello. It's just a follow-up thing. Did we get an answer about the teachers that have gone like on medical leave before July 1st and were terminated but came back after July 1st? Did we get an answer about that one?
Not yet, sorry.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay. Oh, Krista Biffer.
Hello.
Oh, Krista Beery. I said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Krista's here with me.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
So-
How are you?
So we have a couple questions real quick. Thanks for taking and doing all of this. By the way, we really appreciate these sessions. So Hubert, I'm completing the application for the director. And it asks for age groups teaching. She's the director. She goes into all of the classes and does everything. Should I just put not applicable or should I check all of them?
You can check all of them. If
Okay,
she's in all the classes, yes. If she doesn't
Yeah.
go to any, then it's not applicable. But if she does,
Yeah.
check all.
Nowadays with staffing and everything, most of our directors all have to be sort of flexible. So yeah,
I understand.
thank you on that. Second question. If we're filling this out, can we leave it, save it, and come back? So for example, on the director, I'm on the director right now. We got to update her W-9, so I haven't downloaded it yet. Can I save this and come back to it and just add the W-9?
So you cannot save the application once you have to at least have a W-9 to proceed. So I'm just gonna go here to kind of show you. So one of the reasons is that because it's not a lengthy application to fill out. So we kind of want you to do it all at once as far as this part. Once you finish here, you can save that and then come back and do the rest later. But when you are adding the staff member, you just have to add their first name, date of birth, and so it's not a lot. So we didn't add the feature for you to actually save it to come back later. So the W-9 is required.
Right. Okay. So I got that. All right. Great. And then Allison, the question for you is: the ELC, do they have handout materials that can be given to the teachers that explain this, and do we have them in English and Spanish?
We are developing those right now. We're just waiting to get the specifics once we have the product keys for the My Teachstone courses, but I promise you they're coming soon and they'll be available on our ARPA website.
Great. That's it. Thank you all very much. Great job. We really, really do appreciate all of your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Marcella.
Yes, hello, Alison. You probably answered part of my question, but here is the first one. The 45 hours health and safety, they are the regular DCF 45 hours, like part 1, part 2, and 5 hours literacy, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. And the second one will be if your class score is over 5, eventually we will have a list of the training that the teachers can take, or it is already been, in writing. I'm not pretty sure about that.
So if you're over a 5,
Right.
your continuous quality improvement is coming soon. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon, but the classes, like the training classes from Teachton, the teacher can have bonus, right, for that?
Yes, if they participate in the class pre-K bonus, they can do both.
Both. So that is something that you still will provide us, right? The list of trainings, right?
Yes.
Now we don't have any information.
Right, it's coming because we're just waiting for the logins for that.
Okay,
So it's coming
okay,
shortly.
perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Rhonda, Miss Queen. I lost her. No, there she is. Hi, Rhonda.
Hello.
We hear ya.
Okay. Question with the class, the Teachstone training, last year, I know that some of them took those 15 minutes. And now you've added the 4 at top. Would they still be eligible for the 600 or not?
We'll talk privately to see like exactly what they took and be able to help you plan out going forward. So plan on coming to our office hours. And if not, we can connect on the side. I want to double check exactly what they took previously before I give you any specific information. But the goal is for a lot of the coursework to be done as of July 1. So July 1 and after, actually, I should say. But we'll talk about it.
Okay, no problem. Another question. With the child success grants, it says that the director cannot participate in the Teachstone.
So there's 2 director opportunities. So there's the upskill director, which is a 29-hour training series. But if the school is participating in child success, the director's participating with them, they can't do the 29-hour training.
Right, the upskill training.
Correct. Because you're going to be taking classes and training with your team, with your school.
Okay. Also with the 2, that answered that question. With the 2-day training, would you be able to go to both infant, toddler, and pre-K?
You can do all 3. You can do infant, toddler, pre-K, because the goal is, especially if you have under a 5, that you increase your knowledge in all 3 areas.
Okay. Awesome. Those are my questions.
Okay, thank you. Miss Helen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Adriana Lopez. I work with Miss Helen.
Yeah, you're hiding. That's funky.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I didn't receive the email, and I resent her link. That's why I'm showing up as Miss Helen. But she is also attending the meeting. I wanted to ask you about the W-9. I just wanted to make sure that I understood correctly. We have to upload the W-9 for the teachers that are hired on or after July 1st only, or we have to upload the W-9 for all my staff.
It's only when you're applying for a bonus. So for example, if you have a new staff that's been working with you since July 1 and you want them to get the recruitment bonus, you need to upload their W-9 for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
have,
if you have teachers who started working prior to July 1 and they want to participate, they participated in the class bonus pre-K, you will have to upload their W-9 as well.
Okay. And also, we did apply, I'm sorry, we did upload the W-9 through.
I know you
the,
guys are part of Above and Beyond.
Above and Beyond.
I
yes.
sent an email out preparing everybody. It's just as we transition into our new and improved system, we're just asking everyone to start fresh.
Okay, so I do it, I do it for my new staff anyway. Everybody who start after July 1st.
Yes.
Okay.
And anyone
And
who
after-
and anyone before that, if they participated in the class bonus or pre-K.
Yes.
Okay, or your
Yes.
director.
Once
if
once the class bonus coursework is done.
Correct.
You don't need to
Okay.
submit before they're finished, except for the recruitment bonus.
And when are we going to be able to, I'm gonna start doing the registration for my staff. And when are we gonna be able to have information about the class training?
We are waiting to connect with Teachstone just to get those product keys and information. So we're hoping by Friday, if not, I'm sure it'll be next week. We're like, just waiting to get that final piece of information.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Of course. Okay. So Miss Sharon, you're back with your hands up.
You should have got me by now. Is my hand up?
Yes, I changed and got on my phone.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, question now. As a director and an owner, okay, I'm allowed to apply for the upscale and am I allowed to apply for the, what's the other two?
Child
The infantile.
success.
Say it again?
The child success and I guess the question for you is, what was your class score? Did you score above a 5 or
Yes,
did you score
above a 5.
Okay, so if you score above a 5, okay, so you will not be able to do this one. Okay, we have a new initiative that's coming up. We'll talk about that later. However, you can, if you have staff member who started prior to July 1, 2022, I'm sorry, on or after July 1, 2022, you can send for a recruitment bonus and health and safety. If they started prior to that, then they could do the class bonus pre-K, class bonus infant and toddler, and you can also have your director do the upskill director bonus.
Okay, upscale director bonus. Okay, that's what I'm inquiring about. Upscale director's bonus. I can apply for that one?
Yes.
Okay, but even though I'm over 5.
Correct. Yes. That's who we actually want to apply for that, because if you score below a 5, or if you don't have a score, don't apply for the upscale director bonus, because you will not be eligible for the child success grant. So, and with child success grant is when you can do the 2-day training that you can make $1,200 if you participate in the infant, or $1,200 if you participate in toddler. If you do all 3, you can make even more. So
we're short.
So one other question now. And when I tried uploading it all yesterday.
And starting next week is gonna be 13 because now it's gonna be.
Wait, somebody else is talking.
yeah, I just muted the person. Go ahead. Go ahead. We can't hear you.
I'm asking her to unmute again. Miss Sharon, we lost.
What happened? What
Okay,
happened?
you're back.
Okay, when I go back to the front screen,
Okay.
where it would show who's applying for it.
Okay.
Should my information have been in there?
No.
This-
So
No?
right now, yours is probably going to show without anything here, okay? So you just have to click on Educator Director Request. And then you should not have anything on your drop-down menu unless you've already created someone, but you simply have to click on Add Staff. You would add your name, all of your information, upload a W-9 for yourself and your staff if you have staff, and then save entry. And now you select the options you want to select. So at the current moment, the only two that we're approving is just recruitment bonus and health and safety, because we don't have the Teachstone keys for you all for the class initiatives.
So what I'm saying is, if I did that yesterday, right, when I tried to do that yesterday, should I be showing on the front that I uploaded my information?
If you have not submitted this page, no. Your name, if all you did was add staff and hit save, your name will show up on the drop down here. And you can select your name if you haven't submitted anything. If you have, this is what's going to happen. It's going to give you a message that existing record found, and you can click on the existing record to go there to update whatever you need to update. But if you don't see your name here, that means that you did not create the application, right? You simply added your staff or yourself. So when you're ready, currently you're not, because we're not taking anything for a class bonus and upskill director yet. But when you're ready, you would click this option, pick your name from the drop down, and then you would select upskill director bonus and then be able to submit the application. Does that help?
Yes, that helps. And is there a
perfect.
deadline when all of this stuff has to be in? Is there a deadline?
The deadline right now is June 30th or until we run out of money right now. But I can, and maybe I guess Christine stopped me if I'm saying the wrong thing, but I think we should. Oh, Christine's not in. Okay. So we should be okay. So you can submit that when you're ready. So
yeah, like right now, everything is available through June 30th. Or until we run out of money, which we typically don't run out of money for this, so.
Okay. All right, thank you. You guys are doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. And if you need help, you know where to find us. ARPfunds@elcbroward.org. We'll call, we'll set up a meeting with you in the office and whatever you need to get the support you need to get this done.
Okay, Farah, you're up.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm because I did log into the meeting a little late. For the staff, we can apply for the recruitment bonus, the health and safety, and one of the class, depending on what category they fall on.
So for currently today, you should only apply for recruitment bonus and health and safety.
Okay.
And recruitment bonus is if they started working for you on or after July 1, 2022, and they've completed their background, search, right? That's completed. The background screening, and then they work for you for 120 hours. And the same concept for health and safety, if they started working for you on or after July 1, 2022, and completed all aspect of the health and safety bonus, and you can upload the certificate, and that's it. As far as the class bonus, pre-K, infant and toddler, your teachers can do both. They can do both if they want, but currently we don't have keys from Teachstone yet. So once we have them,
infant and toddler and pre-K. Okay.
Yes, they can do both. And once we have the keys, we'll send all of that, and we'll send you all an email and let you know exactly how to register to get keys for your staff. And also upskill bonus or upskill director bonus, it depends on the score that you've received. So if you don't mind, can you share if you score above a 5, below a 5, or you don't have a score?
Above a 5.
So if you score above a 5, yes, your director can do the upskill director bonus. And you cannot do the child success grant. There is another opportunity that we're going to talk about down the line that you will be able to do for someone who scored above a 5.
So for the directors, we can only do the upskill director bonus?
Correct. Well, yes, you can do the class. The director can do the class pre-K. The director can do the class bonus infant and toddler as well, and the upskill director bonus.
But not the recruitment and health and safety.
If they started working for you after July 1,
right?
Yes. if that director's
Okay.
new, okay, but if that director has been there from prior to July 1, no.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, Miss Kathy Beaumont, you're up next.
Hi, I have a question about the health and safety bonus. They've already started taking their courses. It says that you're gonna pay for the courses. Do we pay for them and then you reimburse, or are you supposed to sign them up for their 45 hours I'm talking about?
They're on our website. Hubert, can I share and show this piece?
I can, yeah, sure. I can do that. I can stop sharing. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so for those of you that are not aware, we are paying for the 45-hour courses. You sign up with us. So I'm gonna show you. Nope, you're seeing. Okay, you see our website.
Yes, ma'am.
Under providers, there's new educator info. So we're gonna click new educator info. I'm gonna scroll down. There's a cool video. And then it says here, click here to sign up for free tuition for the 45-hour training courses and competency exams.
All right.
So here you're going to enter in your staff's first name, last name, their email address, their phone number, their DCF student ID, home address, work address, and then you have an opportunity to choose which courses they want to take. So you're signing up with us, and then on the back end, we're sending this list to Nova Southeastern University, who oversees all the childcare training in Broward County, and they're registering anybody on this list behind the scenes. So that way, then when you go in and log in, whoever you put on your list, when they open up their DCF account, they're going to see what courses they need to take. So that's how it works. There's no money being passed by anybody. It's, you have to go here, sign up, then you'll be automatically within like a week or two, usually 2 weeks, you get registered in your system, in your setup, in your DCF, and then you're good to go. And then when you're done with part 1, you come back and sign up for part 2. And then once you're done with part 2, you do early literacy, and then you do your competency exams. So you can sign up here under new educator info.
And then once we sign up, once they finish part 1, then I come back and re-sign up for part 2.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Now, what if they've already started? Like, do I need to start them over?
You don't have to start them over. We can't pay for something that was already paid for. They can just pick up to whatever they need.
All right, good. Okay, thanks for your help.
All right, Hubert, I don't see any new hands raised. So I'm thinking we're done, or maybe it's just hopeful because I did drink a whole water, so I don't know.
There are still a few hands raised, but it could be people who had questions already, so we can.
I had a question.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead. Allison, go ahead. I think I'll do
It's
my
okay,
best.
I can wait. I'll wait a few
Okay.
minutes.
I want
right,
a question.
cool.
All the trainings for the director stuff, can that count towards their director renewal?
It does not.
Okay.
I don't believe so. I mean, I would go with the impression no, but I could double check that, but I don't think so.
Okay. All right. That was
Really, the goal of this is all class all the time. So stay classy, Broward.
Question, for the Friday office hours, do we need to register or we just go?
Just come and show up.
All right, see you.
I'll see you there.
Hi, this is Jennifer McNally. I have a quick question, sorry.
Sure.
I know you guys were talking about the people started on July 1st. So say they started before July 1st, but like in May, but they didn't complete their hours until after July 1st. Like when they started, they didn't have their 45. So they're doing their hours, they're almost done or they got some. Can I submit that for that one for the testing only?
No, it is strictly based on the date that you have on paper that that person was hired. So whatever date you have on paper, if that date is May, then you cannot submit for that person. If the date the person was hired on paper is July 1, 2022 or after, then you are able to submit for that person.
Well, I'm saying for like the health and safety testing part, so they won't qualify for neither.
If
No.
they started with you after July 1 and they
If-
finished after July 1, they can get it, but not if they started with you in May.
Okay, okay. All right, and then for the ones that did, we just have to submit their background and their testing.
You actually just have to attest. You don't have to send the background, save it somewhere. So in case you are being audited, we can send that over to us, but you just
Okay.
have to attest that you are indeed saying that that person was hired on or after July 1, 2022. For health and safety, you will need to upload the certificates to
Okay,
show
so
that.
for
to
the
show
ones
that
that started before, they only qualify right now for the class when that starts.
That's correct. So if you started
Okay.
before, you only qualify for the class bonus pre-K, class bonus infant and toddler. And if the person is a director, they also qualify for upskill director bonus if you score above a 5. If you score below a 5, don't do it. You can, but we're going to advise you not to, because we want you to get the child success and class observer, because then your teacher can participate as well, and you can get $1,200 for doing the other initiatives.
Okay, all right. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Appreciate
No
it.
problem. All right, have a good one. Quick announcement. So if you are good, you do not have to stay on the whole time. You can sign off if you
I had
don't
another
have any
question.
questions.
Okay,
Sure, no, we'll get
Tracy.
to your question. Don't worry, we'll get to
Yeah.
yours. I just know that some people may be good. We're not gonna talk about anything new. It's just going over questions,
We're
okay?
asking more questions.
All right, Tracy, go ahead.
Thank you again. Allison, I have a quick question, and made me think about it when I heard the gentleman referring to the Spanish. I was curious because in my Pompano location, we have quite a few first languages, Creole. Do we know anything about possibly any testing coming down the pipeline that would be in Creole? Because that is their first language and there is that language barrier.
You mean
between
for the
English-
DCF courses?
Anything with ELC, DCF, anything, because it has been a real stumbling block for some of those teachers that the Creole is their first language.
We personally at the ELC can do some trainings in Creole. I don't believe that Teachstone or DCF has anything like that, but we can talk privately about some options for Creole trainings.
Thank you so much. I will see you Friday morning with your coffee.
Okay, sounds good. That was.
Yes, Alison, this is Marcela again. I'm sorry. I have a quick question again regarding the 45 hours. I have an administrative assistant who has been with us, I think, almost 2 years, but she would like to pursue being a teacher. So she wants to start the 45 hours now, and she is going to do it through ELC. Can she be eligible for the health and safety incentive in this case?
No, it's
No.
only for staff that's newly hired as of July 1.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so
So
much.
again, yeah, do it through us. So she doesn't have to pay
This
for
is-
it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, wow. Idara Harris. Hey there. You are next up.
Hi,
Hey there. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
So I guess my quick question, I'm sure you covered it, but I'm teaching and running back and forth, is do we know the time frame for when the above 5 grant may be coming through?
It'll most likely be, I'm gonna say, around maybe the first week in February.
Okay.
Hopefully, that's hopefully, again, we're still ironing out some of the details of that one. So that's what we're hoping for, but again, I know this is recording. Don't come back to me with your pitchforks and
I
you said
won't.
February 1, you know, we're doing our best to get these pieces going, and we're working as hard as we possibly can.
Got it. You guys are definitely doing a great job. And my
Thank
final
you.
question is, and again, you may have covered this, but it could have been one of those times that I went back to my classroom. The class bonus and the upskill directors, does that interfere with applying for the composite score above 5, or can we go ahead and apply for those in the meantime?
You can do those.
Okay, that was my question.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good to hear
You're welcome.
You too.
And then, oh man, Miss Amani.
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. First, we are not scored. We are not scored yet. We didn't have the class. So can I apply without the score? This question was asked and you said, yes, you can apply.
Yes, you can apply for the 24-hour training segment 1, and then you're going to do 24-hour segment 2. Yes.
Also, another question I want, like yesterday when you put all the requirement, can you email it us all you put it for requirement for each one yesterday, all the papers, you email it for us, you can print it and I can sit and look at it, or your presentation?
Yes, we're going to be posting on our ARPA website, everything that we shared. We're going to have flyers for everybody. Once we're finalized with our product keys and everything, you will have access to everything that we've shared with you.
Also, this presentation, where can I find it to hear it again, to absorb it more, because I forgot?
If you go to our ARPA website, the recordings are all there.
The recording all there. Do you think what I didn't hire or recruit anyone? What I'm supposed to fill now? Which application I'm supposed to fill? I don't have new teachers.
So then you still need to fill out a new eligibility request, it's called, in the system. But Ms. Amani, why don't you come on Friday and we can help you?
What time Friday is better for you to come?
Come at 10.
10? Okay, thank you.
Okay, sounds good. We have no hands up now. Okay, guys, not that we don't want to answer your questions, but you know how it goes, ladies. I gotta go. So it's the plan meeting over. So we love you guys. We're here to help you, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.